Hey guys, it's Max
and Vadim,
and today we are doing another blind camera comparison that you guys love. We're taking a look at the new iPhone SE and we're comparing it to the XR and the 11. And keep in mind, the XR has the same camera as the XS and the 11 has the same camera as my $1,100 iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Yep, and the cool thing about this video is that we're actually both doing this unbiased test because we had Angelika put these photos together, so neither of us know which one's which. Now, yeah, we both have our tally sheets and we recommend you guys grab one of these and do this test along with us.
Let's go ahead and find out if we can tell the difference between this $400 phone with iPhone 8 sensors inside and these higher end, more expensive phones. Here is the first image here. Which one do you think looks the best to you?
So I was actually looking at this a little bit because it's the first photo. And to me, it's the one on the left. The one in the center, it's just kind of like the dynamic range just isn't there, especially in that shed. And between the left and the right, I like how the inside, I guess, is brighter than the one on the right. So I'm going with the left.
And I actually have to vote differently. These two are almost identical. We could see that the middle one definitely has less dynamic range. It's all blown out. I just like the little bit extra, the saturation. All right, and I have no idea, so. Oh, go back, okay.
No way. What? Wait a minute.
Yes, my 11's justified.
I chose the SE. Wow, I didn't know
10R.
It was that much worse.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. And the 10R has larger sensors that are newer. The actual cameras are better.
What?
It's the A13 that's in the SE that is doing this.
Now on to the next scene. I think I'm between the center and the right. I think I'm seeing more detail on the one on the right.
And for me, these are so close. Obviously the duck moved here, but I could tell that there's a color difference here to me. These look more similar and with white balance compared to this one. I'm gonna choose the iPhone 11 again, and I think this is the iPhone 11. It's a little bit sharper. Yes, I'm right.
So what I'm seeing in this one is that it's just crazy how similar these are, especially the one on the left and in the center. They're like almost indistinguishable. And the one on the right, you can tell that it's maybe not as saturated or it's a little bit cooler on the white balance. I think I actually prefer the one on the right. It just looks more clean to me.
I do as well. I like that the white looks a little bit more white.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's slightly more detailed.
Yep.
10R,
Oh, what
the heck? Did not expect that. I want to point out, I did take another shot. The 11 is the only one that could do portrait mode on objects, and it doesn't look that great here.
But it can do it.
It could do it. In some cases, it's nice. So this is a portrait mode shot with all of them.
All right, so between I think I'm going for the center because the one on the right looks to have some sort of kind of haze from the sun, and the one on the left just looks like it has a little bit of noise. So I'm gonna go with the center.
I'm gonna go with the one on the left.
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Get yourself an iPhone XR. I'm scoring good. I deserve my 11 Pro. So these two look so similar to me. The white balance looks the same. This is actually a tough dynamic range shot. It was really dark here. The one on the left looks cooler. I think this looks more realistic, but I think I like that one the best.
Do you? Honestly, I'm gonna go with the one on the very right. I don't know, for some reason, it looks more crisp.
It looks sharper, yeah, you're right. Can I change my mind?
I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm going with the one on the right.
I'm changing my mind.
Are you? Okay.
I'm going on the right. 10R, what the?
iPhone XR, are you kidding? So this one is a macro shot because all of them are blurred out in the background, and I instantly noticed that the one on the left doesn't look as good. It's just not as sharp, but between the center and the right, I'm seeing more detail and a more crisp looking image, and I'm seeing more dynamic range in the fibers of that, whatever that is.
Whatever the little flower. Yeah, it's a little blown out over here where this maintains all the detail. I'm voting for this one as well. Yeah. It can get closer than these other two. What?
Wow. SE.
That's my first SE point.
What?
How does it get closer? Maybe just the sensor is smaller and it allows it to get closer?
I don't know, but like for $400, man.
It's clearly the best one there. To be honest, it is hard to tell a difference here. I'm voting for the middle just because I haven't voted for the middle for a while.
Okay.
That one looks a little darker though.
I don't know how the white balance was in real life, but the one on the right just looks too cool But the one on the left, it looks like everything kind of blends together, like the color of the water and the landscape right here. It just kind of blends in. So I'm also going for the center.
10R. Apple.
This is madness.
We thought we got upgrades over the years. What's going on? Here, this one is too cool. This one's too warm. I like the extra contrast, and it looks like it might be a little sharper. I'm voting for the right one.
Yeah, I do see more detail in the trees and all the texture everywhere on the right. I'm going with that one too.
10R.
What?
Guys, we did not expect this. For this one, I'm going for the center. I already know what it is. I like the wider shot, but not only that, look how my face is nice and bright. Everything's exposed well. Here we're blowing out more of the clouds, and this is all darker. And then this is actually looks very similar to this shot. Just
you even though it's a wider shot, you still get more detail on your vest than on the other two. Yeah. It's the
11 SE. Yeah. Surprising. So here with the dynamic range, the front camera, it definitely looks worse than the SE. Now this shot here is a zoom shot. So the 10R and the 11, they don't have telephoto lenses. 5 times zoom. I'm gonna have to vote for the one on the left. It just looks more detailed. These look kind of similar. This one kind of stands out to me.
Yeah, so the one in the center is lacking detail, looks slightly blurry. And the one on the right looks like it has over sharpening. I don't know why, compared to the one on the left. This one looks more natural. Left as well.
Samit, we actually have some daylight coming in from the left-hand side and warm light from the top. Yeah, I would say this one's the sharpest. This one looks really good too, really close. It's just not as close of a shot. This one looks the worst.
Yeah, the one on the right, I see more detail, and especially if I look at this placemat or whatever right there, so right as well. SE.
Wow.
What?
In the 11, also very detailed. This one just looks the worst, especially over there. This is a selfie shot of me. I have to go for the middle. I like the dynamic range here. Here, my face just looks kind of darker, and I'm seeing a little bit more detail here. So, and this is weird right here. Everything just smeared all this color. Dude. You lose color detail.
I'm actually gonna go with the left. So I see more detail in your shirt, in the fibers of your shirt.
But not the face.
I think your beard has more detail too.
SE, and I chose 11. The 10R definitely, for the, looks like the selfie camera on the 10R.
It's noticeably worse,
Okay, so for this one, we are not gonna vote because there's obviously a difference here.
Yeah.
The 11 has that ultra wide. So we had this really cool looking shot. You see the hotel, the building, instead of this kind of shot where I couldn't go back anymore here. So we're not voting on it, but the 11 definitely has that advantage. And this is lower light shot, not super low light, but kind of medium low light.
Oh, this one's so easy.
That one?
Yeah, so much more detail. Is this deep fusion? It has to be deep fusion.
This is what I was trying to test, if deep fusion worked.
Oh my
Obviously, this really stands out. Exposure, sharpness.
Yeah, look at that texture and the lines of the,
Okay, now what about between these two?
That's kind of tough, man. This is kind of tough. I think the one in the center, if you look at the texture of the back panels.
And the text right here looks more detailed. Okay, so obviously we're voting for this. 11. But the SE does look more detailed than the 10R. Now this is another low light scenario, not super dark, but it is dark. This one definitely looks the best to me. This one looks the worst. I just see more detail, more color, less noise, less compression artifacts here.
Yeah, it's easy to tell that the one in the center is just so much worse than the others, but between the left and the right, it's really tough. Like in this panel right here, the wood, I see more detail, but then their faces and everything else looks better on the right. But I'm going with the right. Wow.
Very interesting. 10R doesn't have deep fusion. I like the color, the pop more, and I like the skin tones more. The 11 does have more detail here and here, but that's not what you care about in an image like this. You care about how the people look.
Yeah, I don't know why, you could tell, now that I think about it, you could tell that deep fusion is working, you're getting more detail, but I think the reason I chose the right one was because you are getting some noise up here. Maybe that's what I noticed, because you don't really get that noise.
I just liked how my kids look better in the photo like this. SE,
it's crazy.
In this low light situation,
it's bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's smeared a little bit or what, definitely the worst. Now this shot is a front-facing portrait mode shot, super dark outside. I did use the flash as well, and As you guys can see, the center one, I tested it many times. The portrait mode just wouldn't work, even though it was enabled. It wouldn't work.
So which one are you choosing?
I'm choosing the one on the right.
I mean, if I was choosing an image that I would keep, it would be the center still.
So 11 on the
SE.
right. 10R portrait does work, but it does
bad.
not look, we agree that doesn't look good. SE looks nice and sharp, but portrait just didn't work.
Yep.
And I think this is the last shot here. If you know phones, you probably know what's going on. This one has night mode in the middle.
Yep.
You could see the difference here.
Yeah, center, of course. It's got night mode. 11.
Okay, 11 obviously has that. And the SE looks better than the 10R with the worse sensor.
Yeah,
I
quite a
think
bit.
that is the last image. So what did you get, Vadim?
So I got 5 for the SE, I have 7 for the 10R, and only 4 for the iPhone 11.
Wow.
I don't know how that happened, but like, honestly, I was...
You should move back to the...
I'm
to
not
the
going
side.
to, but...
I have 2 for the SE, 6 for the 10R, and I have 8 for the 11. Now, this doesn't really tell the whole story in a couple of ways. First off, in a lot of cases, the SE beat out the 10R. I think a different one I gave ratings when I knew which ones were which, and that helped kind of even it out. In a lot of cases, the SE beat the 10R. But in some cases, 10R slightly beat out the 11, and we were surprised. And then of course, the 11 does have the extra ultra wide lens, and it has the night mode. So it definitely takes the lead there. But overall, I was really surprised. I was surprised how the SE beat out the 10R in a lot of cases. And I was also surprised how the 10R beat out the 11 in some cases.
Yeah, I think the 10R does a really good job for bright environments.
That's true.
Maybe it's the larger sensor that does that. And I don't know how it was beating out the iPhone 11 in those situations, but for me.
Yeah, but then when there's dynamic range or lower light, the dynamic range, the other two win, lower light, the other two win. So overall, the SE for $400 is doing a dang good job, unless you're in that medium lighting, because in super low light, it does better, but that medium low light suffers a little bit. Other than that, it does a great job. So give us your thoughts and your opinions down in the comment section below. If you guys want to see how the SE compares to the Pixel 3a, we'll have a video over there on that side. And make sure you guys click that circle above to subscribe. This has been Max
And Vadim.
and we'll see you in the next video.